Hi, my name is Sarah and my channel is Knotty Gnome Crafts. Today's video is going to be another installment of Sew Inspo, which is a series where I bring you inspiration from ready-to-wear companies and give you some sewing patterns that you can use to make your own versions. So if that interests you, please keep watching. Before we get started, today's outfit is a Simplicity sweater dress that I made last year. I can't remember the number, but I will put the pattern cover up on the screen. And I made this out of a cotton sweater knit. It has no spandex that I got from Emma One Sock. And I really like this dress. It's very comfortable for like loungewear. It's not the most attractive sweater dress in the world, but it is very comfortable for a cozy rainy day at home. So today's company that I'm going to be bringing you is Everlane. If you are not familiar, Everlane is a clothing company that kind of specializes in basics. They're supposed to be sustainable. I think there's like a whole controversy about whether or not they actually count as sustainable, and I'm not going to open up that whole can of worms. You can look it up yourself if you want to. But generally the aesthetic of the company is like very minimal, very clean, sort of like your basics that you would pick up and wear over and over again for years to come. Now I do know that that might sound a little bit like the fall essentials video that I did in the past, and if you missed that video I will link it up in the cards. And I will say that some of the garments maybe are a little bit similar, but I did make a point to choose different sewing patterns for this video than I did in the last one. So yeah, let's just get started. Number one on the list is called the Modern Breton Tee. And I believe it only comes in stripes on the Everlane website. Certainly a Breton Tee to me is a striped t-shirt. As a boat neck, it has a dropped shoulder. And when I saw this design, it immediately put me in mind of the Grainline Studio Hemlock tee. They look almost identical. So the Hemlock tee is a free pattern. I think if you sign up for her newsletter, you can download it for free. And it comes in sizes 0 to 30. I think there's two size bands. There's a 0 to 18 and then a 14 to 30. And I will be inserting the measurement charts up on the screen so that you can check it out for yourself and see if that accommodates your size. But yeah, I just think that this is a really simple, like dead-on match if you're just looking for a basic striped t-shirt. And bonus, it's free. Number two on the list is the drapey square shirt. This is a button-up shirt. It has grown-on sleeves that are a little bit longer. It has a high-low front. It looks like there might be a slit in the side, and then the front is a little bit higher than the back. And it's made out of a very drapey fabric, like a viscose twill or something along those lines. So the pattern that I have for you is the Fibre Mood Aila, and I've actually made this shirt. It's a very similar shape to the Everlane version. The only difference is that the Aila has a slightly rounded hem. It does not have the split with the high-low, but that's a hack that you could probably pretty easily do yourself if you really wanted to. Otherwise, it has a grown-on sleeve. It's a short sleeve, or like short grown-on sleeve button-up shirt. It looks great in a drapey fabric, and I think that's a pretty close match. I think it comes in sizes extra small up to 3XL, and again, I'll be putting the size charts on the screen. Sticking with shirts, the next one that we have, number 3, is the linen relaxed shirt. Obviously they made it out of linen, but you could use any sort of fabric that you want, and I think that you could wear this one year-round if you wanted to, even if it was out of linen. It's your basic oversized shirt with the shirt tail hem, and the pattern that I chose for this one is the Deer&Doe Melilot shirt. I think that the style lines are very similar. The only thing is that I think the Melilot comes with a rounded, more Peter Pan style collar, but you could easily straighten that out to be sharp angles, and it would look pretty much identical to the relaxed linen shirt. The Deer&Doe pattern comes in sizes 34 up to 52, and I want to say that they have a system where if you want the paper pattern, the sizing is a more limited size range, but you can get extended sizes through PDF. So just keep that in mind if you want to go to their website. And I will be linking all of these patterns in the description box below, so you can just click on the link to go check out more information about the patterns. The Melilot sample looks like it's made out of a very drapey fabric, but you could easily make it out of linen or something, shirting or anything that's a little bit heavier if you wanted it for fall and winter. The last top on my list at number 4 is the cashmere square turtleneck. This immediately put me in mind of the Jalie Emilie top, and I have actually made this myself. It's another free pattern that you can download, I think, if you go to their website. So it's a very boxy sweater that has a mock neck, and it looks really similar to the Everlane. Obviously, making it out of cashmere would be kind of a tall order. It might be hard to find fabric, but you could do it out of a sweater knit, and I think you'd get a pretty similar feel. Moving on to bottoms, number 5 is the put together pleat pant. This pant is made out of a fairly drapey fabric. It looks like maybe like a tinsel twill type. It has pleats in the front. It has like a little like overlap fastening and a fly front, and then the legs are just slightly tapered, and in the Everlane version they're ankle length, but obviously you could make them whatever length you want. The pattern that I have for a comparison is McCalls 8148. I do own this pattern, but I have not made it yet. I thought that the look was quite similar to the Everlane. Perhaps the only difference is that the McCalls version looks like it's not quite as tapered as the Everlane, but that's another thing that's relatively simple. You could just kind of taper it a little bit more at the ankles if that's your preference. And I need to check the sizing for this one. The sizing for this one goes from an 8 up to a 32W. So that's actually a pretty good size range for McCalls. Apparently it comes in their extended sizes. And yeah, that was my version of the put together pleat pant was McCalls 8148. Number 6 on the list is another pair of pants. It's the utility barrel pant. This one looks like it's made out of a cotton twill or something similar along those lines. It has that barrel shape, and then it's more tapered at the ankle. I really like the style of these. I know that Style Arc has several pants that are similar to this shape, so I just chose the one that I thought looked most similar to the Everlane version, and that is the Victor Woven Jean by Style Arc, as I said. It comes in sizes 4 to 30, and it's not exactly the same as the Everlane. The pockets are different, but in general, the shape is very similar as far as the silhouette. And then I also think that you could alter it to be more similar to the Everlane if you wanted to. I think it'd be a little bit more difficult than some of the other hacks. But I do think that you could just make the Victor Woven Jean out of the packet and it would look pretty similar in feel to the Everlane. The next piece is a one piece. It's kind of a new recommendation for me. It's the canvas overalls. And I like these overalls, but at least on the Everlane website, it only comes in the one color, which is cream or undyed. And for me, like if I wanted to wear it in the fall and winter, that would just be like a no-go because they would get dirty. But the nice thing about making it yourself is you can make it whatever color that you want. So I thought that the Merchant & Mills Harleen overalls is almost a dead ringer for the canvas overalls. They just look incredibly similar, and they even have a sample that is made in a white or light colored denim. And the Merchant & Mills pattern comes in sizes 6 to 18, so not the best size range, but I think that the look is just so incredibly similar to the Everlane version that I just had to include that as my recommendation. Number 8 is I just have one dress. It's called the track dress. This is a sweatshirt dress, and the pattern recommendation that I have, you would need to hack it, but it would be a very, very easy hack. So this is just a simple, straight sweatshirt dress that has 3/4 length sleeves. They're a little bit blousy. It has a crew neck. And I think that the Everlane version does have a little bit of extra seaming details, but that is something else that you could alter if you really wanted to. The pattern recommendation that I have for you is from Fibre Mood 16, the newest issue. It's called the Joe top, and you can see why I picked this one. The sleeve length and the sleeve fullness is just very, very similar to the track dress. The only thing that you would need to do is just make it longer. Like if you look at the the photograph of the track dress when it's just laid flat, there's not even any shaping. It's just straight up and down. So you could just simply lengthen the Joe top to whatever length that you wanted for the dress. I'm pretty sure they don't even hem it. I think it's a raw hem. And as I stated, there are some extra seaming details. There's like a center front seam on the track dress, and I think there might be one in the back as well. If you really wanted that detail, that would be another very easy hack. You could just simply not cut the sweatshirt on the fold and add seam allowance to the center front and center back to give it a centered seam if that's what you wanted to do. And yeah, I think that that is a really good match, and I really like these type of sweatshirt dresses. I like the way that they styled it with the striped t-shirt tied at the waist. It's just a nice sporty and yet comfortable style for fall and winter. The last two pieces that I have are both layering pieces. So first we have the cotton quilted jacket. This is clearly, it's made out of cotton. It's a quilted jacket, which is very popular right now. And the pattern that put me in mind of this one was the Grainline Studio Tamarack jacket. I know that it's been around for a while, but it's very popular. The shape is very similar. I think that it even has the high-low, like the front is slightly higher than the back, the same as the Everlane version. And yeah, the pockets are slightly different. I think that the Everlane version has patch pockets instead of welt pockets, but that's a detail that you could change and it would be even easier. And yeah, the Grainline version comes in sizes, looks like sizes 0 to 18. I don't think that this one is in their extended size range yet. But yeah, if you don't like the Tamarack jacket, or you're not in the size range, there's like been an explosion of quilted jackets lately. You could probably find a different one that is similar. And then number 10 on the list is the cropped cashmere cardigan. And once I put up the picture, I'm sure that you will know instantly what pattern I've chosen. It is the True Bias Marlo sweater. It's just another one that like immediately put me in mind of the sewing pattern, and it's basically identical. You would need to make the cropped version to have it be similar. But yeah, it's got that 3-button closure. It's oversized. It has a drop shoulder. It's just like perfect, pretty much. So if you wanted to make a Everlane-esque cardigan for yourself, make the Marlo. And the sizing for that one, it comes in 2 different size bands. It goes from a 0 to 18, I think, and then it also goes from 14 to 30. And yeah, it just looks like super comfortable, and you can make it out of a really nice sweater knit. And again, it probably might be hard to find cashmere fabric, but yeah, a nice sweater knit would be a wonderful substitute. So that is it. Those are my 10 patterns that you could use to make copies of Everlane garments. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other pattern recommendations that would work as substitutes for these designs. And let me know how you feel about Everlane. I'm just curious. I have purchased from them before, but it's been a little while. Have you heard of them? Like, they're very similar to Madewell, I would say, as far as their aesthetic. And so, I don't know. I like that aesthetic. I like wearing basics, but of course that's the beauty of sewing, is if you like the design but you don't like how plain everything is, you can make it in whatever fabric that you want. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you again tomorrow.